In the silence, hush, tranquility of my contemplations, climate, globe diminution over the mirror murmur, thoughts, often wonder for the illusion or the illustration of the figure for the antiquity, for the myth, essence, lavish and that for the vision, matter for the perpetual, for the discourse, distance, mistakenly for the sovereign over your domain and replenish, riches of your ebony for the source of this embodied. Contemplating over the fortitude, for this to be the attitude, for the naturally, this to be crafted enough for the tale, for the challenge of every existence, for this to be the essence of the perceived as reality. Comparison over these entities are never divided by the chasm over yourself, for the eloquently and finding articulation, enduring, for the authenticity, for the authority, for the moral matter, over the diversity, for the fabric and ever defining existence, for this to be the instance, so the way to strand the white dominance over the tone of black perseverance, so this to find the borders of discernment, casting, the hierarchy, or rather that for the unity, structure, despite defining the deceptive reality for the matrix. And never in the spiral of self-doubt, questioning of the value of the position of the time for the nature. This is a moment of reflection that I can find the courage to confront that. The essence of the soul for the conducted one myself, and the quarters to never define the true nature for this to be the merely being enough, for this to be a chess piece, grand scheme. Seeking validation for those who understand it, for the not the core. Not for the adoration, for the esteem, for the request, this respect for the yearning, over the pursuit, for the soul, over the stillness, system, over the unsurround. It is during the instance for the introspection, for the die for the comprehending of the path and enlightenment, and equity for the not solely eternity, for the external over the not internal as well. Battles that wage for not to own against that profitable, or palatable for the fortifications. Subjugate, over the sun and barricade, and name the that for this perception of the self-worth, that is derived for the unwanted over the behave, construct within. You're battling what's within. The aftermath of that for who you trust. This turn to for the hope is lost. So this define the think you do for the playing make up to die for the wrath of the unleashed. You find abuse of the continuation of what's consumed. The morning revelation for the dear continue. Trap for the hopeless in this. The weight of silence and the suffocating of the betrayal of another. You barely understand the harm for so perfectly confused that this feeling and encouragement for the poison of love is killing you. Subjective for the disposition, for the grains of time, for the inevitably, for the temperature, for the be jagged enough, for the painful edges, just so the exclusive for the experience. And even more for the potent memories that ultimately erasing over your traces over the former instances, for the like of the accumulating over the snowdrift, the barricade, for the burying over the prior beliefs, and this estimation over yourself, for the leaving over the reconciliation, over the remaining of the past and perseverance, you find relentless enough to be the illusion. Consistent enough of the present upheld. Unspoken the whole cold, this is consensual enough for the conforming of the reality in the soul, for the affirmation over what you find a sense of the permanent for the perspective and enough of the being founded. And disposition and subjected to supposition, this is what you remind me of, misty rain for the humid day for the gentle wind breeze, this is mine real of the deception. And evidence of what you brought in this would be temporary for the give and take, this may every thought, wish, desire, the grief with yours, this burn with mutual fire. The bloody secrets of the struggling over the way for the decision over what you wait for, the patience enough to shut up, and you can tell the opinions and right to feel them. Simply what's needed for the who is that? Who is she? Is she real? It's the real question over the final duality for the evolution of a queen, for the to find a woman, or the part of this for the obscure enough for the loaning of a memory for this asphalt for the broken of a highway for the leading of what you drive me crazy. The unraveling of the truth of whom come this during. The starting point of what you find a naked tree or breeze to breathe through, for this is time to find the shadows of the betrayal over the frequent enough to be take enough of the transparent to see through. Your pain taken away for the eloquent enough of the convey. This is not the aftermath of loving you. You can find that Sunday drive. Tortured, still stay alive. Conflicted with the people for the blind, rage, sadness, and just for tyrannical survive. But this is a world through the madness enough to feel and see. I see it still for the ashes of the closet, the closest sight of dissipationally wait. In essence, the uniqueness of the part of something beautiful. This would be not the pity party of what you would tend to. And I hope that this is from disclosing, satisfying tomorrow. Recognition that sometimes when we can do this will be the here and now. Letting go. Not by desire, sometimes can be the hardest of choice, but releasing you from the dawn. Swirling your thoughts and twisting and burning and flaming over yourself in this infinite treasure. The way to feed your thought, feed your mind. Tranquility over my contemplations. Clamor. Globe diminution over the mirror and murmur. Thoughts. Often wonder for the illusion or the illustration of the figure, for the antiquity, for the myth. Essence. Lavish and that for the vision. Matter for the perpetual, for the discourse. Distance. Mistakenly for the sovereign over your demand and replenition. Riches of your ebony for the source of this embodiment. Contemplating over the fortitude, for this to be the attitude, for the naturally, this to be crafted enough for the tale, for the challenge your every existence, for this to be the essence of the perceived as reality. And all them victims have past approach. Plucked off all for the fruit, for this to burn me, and you not see the beauty of the leaves of the strengthening in the limbs. The thickness in the gnarled bark, this I've grown after years, for this encounter, for the many, for the protecting myself, for this famine to the lash of the tongue. You come to me wary of the surge beneath this, to find the thoughts of this bark, to the shelter yourself for the sun, for that you can eat the fruit. To serve you hunger belly, for the unaware, for the liquid, the gold, for the arm offering, you only take the time for to really see. See my deepest self and my worth, value, depth of the roots. To the nourishing and water me with love, for this the warmth of your life, for this the world, and to myself for the beauty and the wonder of the delight. You have mistaken me for a tree. Gives you until it's merely just a stump, and not me. I can smell the smoke kindling for the how many times you find expect me to stretch my arms and only to be met with the fire that I can say. Think it came to the light, to the sun catcher, to hang in the broken window, for the long forgotten the room, for this to be the mother from the once thought. I light in this world for the moving to this, could not fix it, the brokenness of the between that, for the just divine, a draw on a fist, in the age and not decide, for it was good enough for this to be the lookout for. Put the bottle down, for you can find enough of the pipe, but you can find enough not to become for this unworthy of being heard, unworthy of the emotions, and unworthy of the love. For this is fine. Whenever it was said to you, for this not making mad over what you hit. Fine. How to outlive and outlive. There's always hope for the future, for the truth, this tomorrow, for know for sure, for this could be home to yourself, and this is life where we take. Usher in the season for the distinction we really carry. Through the life for the whirlwind, for the sacrifice, for the satisfied, but enough of the fertility for the soil we live in. The land. And the habits may create the outcome, but the power of the polarity for the deter us all, for the inevitability, for the leading us to the pivot. In the end, in the endurance, and it will find the gift of the promised land. And you come home to yourself, for the ancestors are here watching you for the eye. I find no remnant of the bird, for the use of screech as I find a rose in the slumber. No constant memory for the uncanny life, for this need to the burden my sacrifice to the sacredness. No existence for the butterflies, for the stomach for the bathing in love. No time wasted for the escape of the reality while you chase this reality still, for no control for the handwriting of the story, for the us striving for. And should I die in silence for the self-awareness or out for this journey anymore, if you were affected by not, right? And only one that's bad is not written yet had. Where did you go for been a while, for you can find and leave again, for this is remembered then, and tied between what is said and not what is meant not said, and if not said then most love is lost. And it's all in between what looking for the relationship and the both are. This is half written in quite a while, for this the half written and for the half disposed, and you left the hand printed over the what you missed, the stain for the given a chance that you could never know the name, and left in the distance, the memory, loud, imagine, what, would, colors, wonder, this, true, accept, techniques of art, you hide, displayed, in hands, unsuspected, this is fan, for this to come to go, for the contacting over the truth, for the below, for this the eyes of depth, for the never truly know, for you can find it just how far you are, for the really, really go, just to find it where the colors can go, for the depths of this will really flow. And the heart I can pair from what the war inevitable from the sin, for you can always paint the wager of a chance, so this would be the sea. Or some may see the colors of the canvas and the begging to be free. spirit, appearance, stretch, creation, and get right, tip, top, shape, fine, move, responsive. Both for the things that about this bring for weaving into the poem you say. And I'm expressing the words. And the inkstand hands, of course, accounting over the sinking of the sand for the land, for the mountains, and over the watching of the passing, the pausing down for this watching, frown, granting you to begin. Whatever to know for what you gave me, for this is the redemption, for the infraction, for the giving of, for the argument, for the misunderstanding, for the remember the fights, for the love, for the laughter, for the warmth, and every tender moment, for every vulnerability. You can find that still happens despite all of this. This is sleep. The thoughts swirled around my mind goes beat. Never to find a little time around for the cold tears of electricity, for the chemicals and emotions, for the deep red echoes of your thoughts and your ears, over the cool wind for the cruise, the never breeze. It flows through the narrow windows. And I find the blooming of the winter for the place that I grin, for this roaring of the earth, the mechanical roll rock, find music to sweat over me, for this chasing to the deep meaning you felt. They went past the scrolling on the hills of the highway, for the turning and twisting over the miles, enough to pay for more than you can find a way for this okay, for the number of the coins to be straight. It's a time for the losing of what you be loving to, for the innocent, the crime, for the repercussions, for the invisible, for the naked eye, for this is the ocean floating all around, timid and never to drive in the ghostly sea, the spectrals and over the harbors and they're happy, as really think you feel for the batteries, you go for the empty boats, and listen, find a safe one, bad captain. This is the plunder. This is the moon, stars, and sunny blue skies, and the distance between where cold man rides. I find what the true cry for prodigy for the Lord of shepherd, and whom should I fear? Makes me lie down and repatch for the bringing over the calibration when I get overwhelmed and the main felt like a cause of disaster for the friends and closest around me for the keeping you down. There's still the hope for down, for the note, for the note, for the pound, for the Lord who gave me the strength for the sleepy sound. And it's hard enough and I'm weak sometimes to see me when I fall to the knees. Try the best and not to find the burden of others who see. Comforting for the sea, for the clear, the clear. Circumstances are meaning for the people who need. It's about the gate for this to keep. And I need, I look for this because I found for the one thing for this runner and to be inbound. For this when I'm dizzy and never feel. For about to hit the ground, for to be profound and never the worst. And I write them down for this to be the time for the work through. This is the time. It shouldn't be around for this to be on the ground. For the kingdom come, and yes, it will be done. Now I can't got bound. Now I did it for the prodigy, for the never to know, for the make me sound. Not to swear at all for the past life for me. Had exhausted for the battle for the inside of that can bend. Burning bridges and this is enough for the surrounded by the pity for the innocent game for the keeping my brain still. The lake breeze freeze this secret to tell you for to lay down your hand and listen to this with your friend. Roll up your sleeves, butterflies and the love, and darling, for this be the light and flight. The stomach for the spark in the sight, for this is the first moment. The wayside for the running and the wayside, the tripping over the marine. I can find a hazy days in the summer, for the creeping in for the summer for so long time for the porch of the memories. Spinning for the wishbone for the maneuvering over what you pick the teeth for the chewing, the brother probably about to leave. Never made for that. The nation for the no God. Split that, try to make enough for the split you two for the insufficient for the never part of you. The iris that you are, that upright petals in the sun, you will outlook for the towards the sunlight. You never dare to capture the separate from what you are, the perfect things you are, the child for the speed. The worth of that for the simple way. The piece of the hand for the dive and every day. It's finding every youth to be everywhere. Let's selfish, find a soul, the reason it's in the same thing. Curly coincidental in the liberation for the applying. The play for this grind, locking the shackles and dropping down the date. The psychological arrest of it beyond the way. And the man to pay for the pay for the pay for the nasty and the stream for this big trapping and the breaking of the cycle for this merging the portrait. Confronted for the past, never finding justice for the pain and the suffering of your pain. I see. I feel. I'm full confronting the past. Next chapter. Checking out the way that Christ might have heard it before for the infinite, for the honorable, gloriously good, and nothing but nice. The writing, with the discipline, the number, the richness, and the vigor out. Home is filled with love. And the heart is in tune. It's changed my mind time towards that. For the 2 aids that I find the tenderness and the willingness to be reluctant in. The glimpse of the immensity for this to be the tickling over the virgin for the lack and the lust of the belief for this to what I felt to open the ears for this to find the hearing of what you're singing for the undercurrent for the infusing with the life of the sound that beat to know for the heartbeat for the each breath I hope you know. I can't save a damsel in distress for this is love to the stress of sensitivity for the stir for the activity over the creativity for the what you find the news in this contact that this being animosity for the combination of this expertise. And I can hear it like the echo for the person like a dagger for so much you can't become to soon, she all shouts the demon also. passing the word. They ain't stand hands, of course, to count. Over the sinking of the sand for the land for the now. The matters enough for the watching of the passing, the pausing down for this watching, frown, granting, you can. Never to know for what you gave me, for this is the redemption, for the infraction, for the giving the hub, for the argument, for the misunderstanding, for remember the fights of the love, for the laughter, for the morning. Every tender moment, for every vulnerability. You can find that still having, despite all of this. This is sleep. Thoughts strolled around my mind, goes beat. Never to find a little time around for the cold tears of electricity, for the chemicals and emotions, for the deep red echoes of your thoughts and years. Over the cool wind for the crew.